Today we'll be looking at solving simultaneous equations, but this time around we'll be looking at solving the simultaneous equation using the elimination method. We will be looking at solving simultaneous equations, and here we have a given simultaneous equation using the elimination method. So we have two equations. In this case, they are linear. X plus 4y is equals to minus 18, and 2x minus 4y is equals to minus 30. So we have equation 1, and then we have equation 2. So what we are actually trying to do is to find a particular value of y and a particular value of x, whereby when we substitute that value into equation 1, it gives us minus 18. And also when we substitute those same values of x and y in equation 2, it gives us minus 30. So generally, looking at simultaneous equations, there are several methods for which we can solve simultaneous equations. The first is the elimination method. We have substitution method, and then we also have a graphical method, and also using matrices, among others. So we have the elimination, the substitution, the graphical, and matrix methods, among others. But today we will be looking at the elimination method to solve the simultaneous equation. So generally, when you have simultaneous equations, if you have two variables, x and y, you conveniently need two equations. You will conveniently need two equations for two variables. If we introduce an additional variable, say z, and then you have need to solve for x, y, and z, you will conveniently need three equations. So for the number of variables, you will need the number of equations. But in this particular case, like you can see written in bullet point 1, we have two variables, and therefore we will conveniently need two equations. Our two variables being x and y. Now what we'll do is to look at the question, and then we'll decide which variable we'll need to eliminate first so as to solve for the other variable. So here we have x plus 4y is equals to minus 18, and then 2x minus 4y is equals to minus 30. We have equation 1, and then we have equation 2. So by general observation, if I decide to eliminate the y, then I have to look at both the y terms in equation 1 and also the y terms in equation 2. Looking at the y terms in equation 1, you see you have 4y, and then looking at the y term in equation 2, you have minus 4y. What will I do to combine 1 and 2 in order to eliminate the y? If I simply add equation 1 to equation 2, I'll be able to eliminate y, because 4y, if you add minus 4y, that gives us 0. So let's see how this plays out. So our equation once again is x plus 4y is equals to minus 18. And then you have for equation 1 and 2x minus 4y is equals to minus 30 for equation 2. So what we are going to do is to eliminate y, and we are going to be eliminating y by adding equation 1 to equation 2. We'll be adding equation 1 to equation 2, thereby eliminating y. So like I said earlier, when you add your 4y to minus 4y, you'll get a 0. So that's the whole idea about elimination. Eliminating means getting that particular variable to 0. And when you eliminate a particular variable, it therefore implies solving for the other variable. So eliminating y implies solving the equation for x. So if we add equation 1 to equation 2, what we'll simply do is we will add all the variables that are similar, that is the like terms. So if you look at the x value in equation 1, and then you have the x value in equation 2, you add them together. So that implies x plus 2x. Then if you look at the y terms in equation 1, and then the y terms in equation 2, that's minus plus 4y plus minus 4y plus 4y plus minus 4y. And then if you look at the constant terms on the right hand side in equations 1 and 2, you have minus 18 plus minus 30. So that's what has been written out. So we'll expand it and simplify it further in order to be able to solve for x, since our plan is to eliminate y. So we have x plus 2x plus 4y. When we open up that bracket, positive times negative becomes negative, is equals to minus 18. Positive times negative becomes negative. So in the first bracket on the left hand side, our plus and then the minus 4y now becomes minus 4y, because as I earlier said, positive times negative is negative. And then on the right hand side, our minus 18 becomes, adding to minus 30 now becomes minus 30. So if you add the like terms, x plus 2x, that gives us 3x, and then 4y minus 4y becomes 0. And then minus 18 minus 30 becomes minus 48. Look at the negative sign as if you're owing 18, and then you're owing 30 again. In total, you'll be owing minus 40. You'll be owing 48, and that says minus 48. So what we have is 3x plus 0 is equals to 48. So in terms of the x terms, x plus 2x, and that's how we got 3x, and then 4y minus 4y is 0. So you see that we have successfully eliminated the y, because y now becomes 0. And then on the right hand side, minus 18 minus 30 gives us minus 48. So you see that 4y has been successfully minus 4y is equals to 0. That is, y has been successfully eliminated. So our equation is 3x plus 0 is equals to minus 48. This implies 3x is equals to minus 48. And if we want to solve for x, we divide through by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is whatever is multiplying x. In this particular term, 3. So we'll divide both sides by 3. And the whole objective is to be able to solve for x. So if we divide 3x by 3 and then divide the right hand side, minus 48 by 3. So we have x, because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and then minus 48 divided by 3 is minus 16. So we have solved for x. Our x is minus 16, and thereafter we'll begin to solve for y. So initially we eliminated y and we solved for x. So this time around we will eliminate x and then solve for y. How do we eliminate x? Looking at equations 1 and 2. One of the ways to eliminate x is to make them look alike and then either subtract or add. So let's look at equation 1 and equation 2. Look at the x terms. Our x term in equation 2 is 2x. So what we'll simply do is to multiply our equation 1 by the number 2 so that both variables will have the same 2, and then we can subtract equation 2 from 1. So let's do that. So we'll eliminate x, and our elimination of x implies solving for y. So what are we going to do? Like we earlier agreed, we'll multiply equation 1 by 2. Why are we doing that? So that the coefficient of x becomes 2, similar to that of equation 2. So if we multiply by 2, that is x2, that is multiplied by 2. And what are we multiplying by 2? We are multiplying equation 1 only by 2. We are multiplying equation 1 only by 2. Which one is equation 1? X plus 4y is equals to minus 18. And when we do that, what does it do? Multiply through by 2. You have 2x plus 8y is equals to minus 36. Multiply the x by 2, you have 2x. Multiply the 4y by 2, you have 8y. And then multiply the minus 18 by 2, you have minus 36. And then we simply bring down the equation 2 so that we have them side by side under each other. So that our equation 1 now becomes equation 3, and our equation 2 remains equation 2. So by observation, we can see that we have 2x in equation 3 and we have 2x in equation 2. So how do we eliminate the x? How do we eliminate the x? So if we subtract equation 2 from equation 3, we know that the x term will be eliminated, because 2x in equation 3 minus 2x in equation 2 gives us 0. So if you look at the first point, we said let's eliminate x by multiplying equation 1 by the number 2, and that's what we have done. Then we'll have equation 1, which now becomes equation 3, and then we'll minus it from equation 2. So let's go ahead and see that. So what we are saying here is equation 3 minus equation 2. So let's look at the like terms, because you can only subtract like terms and you can only add like terms in order for you to have a better simplification. So in equation 3, 2x minus 2x, looking at the x terms in equation 3 and the x terms in equation 2, you have 2x minus 2x. Looking at the y term in equation 3 and subtracting the y term in equation 2, you have plus 8y minus, then you open your bracket, minus 4y is equals to minus 36 from equation 3, and then minus, and then open the bracket, minus 30 in equation 2. Remember, we're subtracting equation 2 from equation 3. That is equation 3 minus equation 2. And what we simply do is that we look for the similar terms in equation 3 and then combine it with the similar terms in equation 2 for us to minus. If we simplify this further and we're able to open the brackets, we have 2x minus 2x plus 8y. Note that there's a negative sign in front of the bracket and also a negative sign after the bracket. So minus times minus becomes plus. And that's why you now have plus 4y is equals to minus 36. If you also notice there's a negative sign before the bracket and a negative sign after the bracket. So by the time you open up that bracket, you have plus 30. So let's do a quick simplification. 2x minus 2x, that becomes 0. 8y plus 4y, you have 12y. It's like saying 8 oranges plus 4 oranges. You have 12 oranges. So in this case, 8y plus 4y is equals to 12y. And on the right hand side, minus 36 plus 30 is minus 6. You are owing 36. You pay back 30. You still be owing 6 left. So we have 2x minus 2x is 0. 8y plus 4y is 12y. And our minus 36 plus 30 is equals to minus 6. So that's what we simply have. So take note, we have eliminated x, and therefore we'll be able to solve for y. So 12y is equal to minus 6. 12y is equals to minus 6. How do we solve for y? We simply divide through by 12 because the coefficient of y is 12. That is, what is multiplying y is 12. In order for us to remove that 12, we need to divide by 12. So because it's an equation, whatever we do to the left-hand side, we'll do to the right-hand side. So we divide both sides by 12, thereby solving for y. And then we'll simplify. So if we divide both sides by 12, on the left-hand side, 12 divided by 12 is 1. So therefore, we will be left with the y on the left-hand side. And then 6 divided by 12, minus 6 divided by 12. If we divide the top by 6, we have 1. If we divide the base, that's 12 divided by 6, we have 2. So we have y is equals to minus half. Take note, we have solved for both x and y. So our x is equals to minus 16 and our y is equals to minus half. So these are the solutions to the simultaneous equation. However, we'll just like to do a quick check. We'll do a quick check in order to be sure that our solutions x is equals to minus 16 and y is equals to minus half. We want to check whether they are correct. So what we'll do is to substitute the values of x and y in equation 1. So we're going to use equation 1 first to check. So wherever we see x in equation 1, we will put minus 16, and wherever we see y in equation 1, we will put minus half. So x plus 4y is equals to minus 18. X plus 4y is equals to minus 18. but we will not equate it to minus 18 yet. Our duty is to find out whether x plus 4y, given our x is equals to minus 16 and y is equals to minus half, will actually become minus 18. So where we see x, we have minus 16, and then where we see y, we put minus half. So we have minus 16 plus 4 into minus half. Minus 16 plus 4 into minus half. So by the time we open the bracket, we have minus 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then by the time you bring out the negative sign, negative and positive now becomes negative. Negative and positive becomes negative. So I come again. Minus 16 plus 4. So if you say 4 times minus 1, you have minus 4. Minus 4 divided by 2 gives you minus 2. So you have minus 16 minus 2. Minus 16, you're owing 16. Minus 2, you're owing 2 again. So you're going to be owing a total of 18. So the value for x and y confidently and conveniently solves for equation 1. So we'll also substitute x is equals to 16 and y, x is equals to minus 16, I beg your pardon, and y is equals to minus half into equation 2. We're substituting that in equation 2. And in equation 2, what do we have? 2x minus 4y should be equals to minus 30. So wherever we see x, we'll put minus 16. And then wherever we see y, we'll put minus half. So what we'll simply do is to expand. So 2 into minus 16 will now become minus 32. And then on the right hand side, we have minus 4 into minus half. So minus 4 times minus 1 will be plus 4. Plus 4 divided by 2 is plus 2. So minus 32 plus 2, you're owing 32, you repay 2. So you'll still be owing, but you'll be owing less, and you'll be owing 30. So minus 30. So that tells you and me that the values of x and y, which we have solved and which we have tested, we have checked it in the equations 1 and 2. It tells you that both are correct since they satisfy both simultaneous equations 1 and 2. So x is minus 16 and y is minus half. Thank you.